If you had $400 to spend on a watch, here's why you should probably not purchase this particular watch. Hello and welcome back to the Wrist Pilot. This week I had the chance to check out a Swatch boutique and I wanted to check out a watch which I've been meaning to for a long time. This is the Swatch Blancpain collaboration, which was announced in 2023, and as of June 7th, 2025, there's an all-new variant of this watch called the Blancpain Swatch Bioceramic Scuba 50 Fathoms Green Abyss. While it's a pretty long name, all you need to know is that this is a new color on the existing Blancpain Swatch collaboration of the 50 Fathoms, and as the name suggests, this is a very green color watch. Before we start talking on this watch, let's have a quick recap on where Swatch is with their collaborations. With the Swatch Omega collaboration, we saw the very famous Moon Swatch, which is now available in multiple colors, some with multiple functionalities as well. And in September 2023, Swatch announced a similar collaboration with Blancpain with the 50 Fathoms, which is the diver range. And similarly to the Moon Swatch, we see multiple colors in the Blancpain range as well. The only difference between the Omega Moon Swatch and the Blancpain Swatch 50 Fathoms is that the Blancpain carries a higher price tag, nearly $400. And for the higher price tag, you do get a mechanical movement, whereas the Omega Moon Swatch comes with a quartz movement. Speaking about the Blancpain Swatch collaboration for the 50 Fathoms, all watches get a 42.3mm diameter case. The thickness is 14.4mm. The case is made out of Swatch's Bioceramic material. We'll get to this a bit later. The water resistance is 91 meters, and all watches carry a NATO style strap. And in the Green Abyss case, the strap carries a good military green color as well. I got about 15 minutes to play around with the 50 Fathoms Green Abyss. And aside from that, I've been owning the Omega Moon Swatch for the past couple of years now, which is also incidentally made out of the Bioceramic material. And this is where the problems start. When I bought the Swatch Omega Moon Swatch, I knew that for the $250 price tag, I was going to get a watch which was just fun to look at and fun to wear, maybe for a night out. The internet reviews said that the quality was pathetic. Despite those reviews, I went ahead and bought the watch anyway. And in about a couple of months, I did notice that the quality was beginning to fall apart. The Bioceramic material feels extremely cheap with multiple sharp edges. The paint starts wearing out very quickly, and even the watch hands after a period of time start getting misaligned. So when I knew that the 50 Fathoms was a much expensive watch compared to the Omega Moon Swatch, I was expecting that the Bioceramic material would feel significantly different from the Omega Moon Swatch as well for the higher price tag. And this is where the disappointment really started, because once I picked up the watch, it felt very familiarly light, like how the Omega Moon Swatch does, which is a characteristic of the Bioceramic material. And once I had it on my wrist, I couldn't help but notice that the same familiarity of the cheap feeling Omega Moon Swatch was there on my wrist, but now at a more expensive $400 price tag. The watch, in its build quality and construction, feels very familiar to the Moon Swatch, and though it's a very handsome, a very colorful watch, I think having been through the entire Bioceramic curve of having the watch with me, playing around with it for a couple of months, and then regretting the purchase because the quality begins to fall apart, I wasn't able to focus on the upsides while I had this watch on my wrist. Rather, I started thinking about the downsides only, because I knew that whatever I was seeing on my wrist was probably going to be short-lived. And that is the major deal breaker in the $400 price tag for an otherwise very, very nice looking watch. Now, I know a lot of you are probably going to tell me that you can't compare a $400 kind of a knockoff or a $250 Omega knockoff, which is what these watches essentially are, to the original watches which are made by Omega and Blancpain. But even then, these are pretty significant price tags that people are paying up for watches which don't seem to hold on to the same level of quality of other $250 or $400 watches. And that's where my problem is. Now, ultimately, it's your money, it's your decision. I'm just here giving my experience and advice based on that experience. But for me personally, when I see the word bioceramic, that is cue for me to run far, far away in the opposite direction, because I know, and now I thought this bioceramic is going to be different than the Moonswatch bioceramic, but the 15 minutes that I had, it didn't feel any different apart from the higher price tag, like I mentioned. So I'm going to run far, far away, and this is my advice to you as well. It might look like a great watch. It might tempt you into making that purchase because $250 or $400 could probably not be too much depending on what kind of a watch buyer you are. But irrespective, I feel like maybe a couple of months down the line, you might regret the watch purchase decision only because of the quality. Nothing else. It's a great looking watch. I'm pretty sure the actual mechanism of the watch is going to function very well, but the quality of the dial is something that we can't change. At least the strap is something that you can change. But the bioceramic dial is, I've seen it fall apart despite taking great care, and that is a cue for me to stay away. Hope you like this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about the Swatch bioceramic quality and what you faced with your Omega Moonswatch or the 50 Fathoms Blancpain. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.